Welcome back. Today is March 19th, 2025. It is a Wednesday, and we're going to be talking about our daily Recoup stand-ups. On my side, I've spent the past 24 hours trying to build out Puppeteer for scraping Instagram followers. I've gotten it to the point of vibe coding a Puppeteer implementation. When I run it, it opens up Instagram, it logs into Instagram, and then it gets stuck on an Instagram loading page. Yet another implementation of us trying to get past Instagram's blockers and getting stuck on it. So potentially we'll demo that with Sid today if he wants to see that progress. Otherwise, I'm still, every option I try, I'm stuck on. As a result of being stuck for the past 3 days, I'm spending more time on Coop Records because that is a project with a clear implementation plan, and I have not been shipping with them for the past 2 days. So yesterday I got that Puppeteer implementation ready. Today I reviewed some of Sid's pull requests, and outside of that, I've been focusing on Coop Rex because so far I've dug too much time into prototype research without that being fruitful, and have been neglecting the Coop Rex project, which I spent time working on today. With that, Sid, what's your past 24 hours been?
My past 24 hours has been great. I shipped the PR, got approved this morning. I have just shipped the next PR on the list of our P0s, so I need approval on that. Again, deleted more code than added. Let's fucking go. And then I had a meeting with Lolly from 300 Entertainment. Very insightful meeting, and I can dive more into that if you want. Where would you like to begin?
It sounds like on your side, we could either start with reviewing your code or talking about your meeting, right?
Yeah, let's, do you have a 2 o'clock or a hard cutoff?
I do not. Let me see what my next meeting is. I think I only have one other real meeting other than my weekly call with Samir. After the, I might just have my weekly call. I've got at 3 p.m. Eastern time, Coop Rex engineering stand-up. So nothing between now and 3 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so then we can get into the PR so that unblocks me. And then I think the Lolly call, me going through it, just walking, getting you up to speed on it, and then kind of deciding from there, I think, interpretations and then next steps. We'll set more clear action items for whether to go down continue to go down fans or not.
This last one is the PR, right?
Correct.
I'm only 9 minutes late on it, right?
Yeah. I just shipped it.
Excellent. Reviewing your code changes with the I, not that I. Eyes. Do I already have cursor? Get out of here. Brave browser is what I want. This. Only one file changed. More code added than deleted.
Oh, really?
You've got 4 lines added and 2 deleted.
So close.
It is very small though. If room, we add the conversation to the room and push to the room ID. New chat creation from root redirects back to root.
That was the problem.
What? Oh, that was the problem. If you created a new chat on root, it kept you on root and you didn't actually see the conversation?
Correct. It would redirect back to root.
And now if room, we push to room, what is this function? Use chat, create new room. So all you did was wrap it in an if statement.
Yeah.
Can you help me understand how this if statement fixed the bug?
When I tested it, it sent me to the conversation instead of rerouting back to going back to the room.
Let's check out chat.recoupable.com, see if I can recreate this in prod. Do you redirect me to a new chat route?
So switch your.
You want me to restart it?
Yeah, it was specifically for when you were not on your. Well, I don't know if it still works, but when you were not on your Elon. Okay. When you're not on your default artist. Yeah.
I've switched artist. What's the next step to test?
Uh, send it. Just send a chat.
If you have specific testing instructions, it would save both of us time if you tell me that in the thread instead of waiting until I'm already testing and then say, oh yeah, did you remember to do this? And no,
Wait,
I
but
didn't.
why is it
You
not?
didn't tell me.
Why is it not working for you?
It
Why
looks like
is
it's
it?
working exactly right already. So my hypothesis is you fixed it in your last PR because this check doesn't seem like it's doing anything. So it should already be fixed. And my question for you is, can you share your screen and recreate the bug so that I can see that the bug still exists?
Well, I mean, if it just worked for you, then maybe we're good.
I think you fixed it in your last PR, and this new one doesn't seem like it's doing
That's
anything.
on the wrong. Let me see. That's probably all right. No, like we just tested it and it's working. Let's just move on. I'm going to delete this PR. I'm going to move on to the next one, which is multiple room messages showing up in the chat. So that'll be after our call, and I'll just ship that by the end of the day.
Yesterday, you and I reviewed, and we were working for a while on one PR, and you had already built out some stuff. And I tried to take us back and really make it small and focus on deleting code instead of adding. And you ended up getting a PR out that deleted code. And it seems like your original implementation, you had a lot of new code. When you went back and did it yourself, you were able to delete code and get it to get fixed. And in addition to only deleting code, it also fixed this other big bug that you saw. And so on my side, the observation is this is affirming less is more, simple is best, small is beautiful.
1,000% agree.
You did less work and you got not only the bug you were looking at, but an additional bug that you thought would take additional work. On your side, being a newer coder, what have you been learning from this past 24 hours of iteration that you've been going through on your code and the pair programming you and I have done?
So I took a good 3 hours of creating a scratch pad and implementing the same prompt over and over again on the same conversation in Cursor, which was analyze these 3 bugs, get to the root of the problem. And then it would go through everything and say, this is the problem. And I'd say, are you sure? And then it would say, well, actually, no, this is the problem. And then I would say, are you sure? And I spent 3 hours just on the prompt. Are you sure? Are you sure? Add it to your scratch pad. Are you sure? Add it to your scratch. And so it ended up being like a 1,500 line scratch pad, analyzing like exactly what was going on and scratching off like, actually, this isn't the root. Actually, this isn't the root of the problem. Actually, this isn't the root. And getting down to like the stem of like, actually, it's just this thing. That's, if you deleted it, it would probably fix all of these these issues. So it was just like a lot more planning and a lot more like not trusting the first answer that it went for, and like really, it's it's like a human. You got to be like, are you sure? Think through that. I don't know. Are you sure? And like have it recheck itself, and then it's like, all right, I'll go dive into another code, or all right, I'll go check another file. Like, which I thought was really interesting, because it just makes me think that we should just, all of our agents should have 5 double checker agents that always just ask, is this the best you can do? Can you do any better?
Right.
And just continuously have that loop going for, ever.
I've been using Grok a lot. I've been finding Grok has high quality when I want viral text for the openings of my streams, because Grok pulls in all the Twitter social data. And I've been watching Grok think, and you'll see it say a lot of times, like a pattern I see is it says, wait, what about this? And so like what you were just saying, like it seems like Grok has put in that wait line of like, are we sure that this is the right thing? And throwing up a flag of like, let's verify that we're actually going down the right path. Just affirming what you're saying of like, maybe we should be adding more. You've already noted it for our segment names that's a step I need to do whenever we overcome or decide to deprioritize Twitter or Instagram followers. So I agree with that line of thinking that that's an important step for us to get higher quality outputs.
Okay. Awesome.
You want to move on to the Lolly stuff?
What?
You want to move on to the Lolly stuff?
Yeah. That transitions perfectly into the Lolly conversation. So let me pull up the conversation. so that you have it. Okay. So to give you the quick update and recap on the thread, I'm right here. Yesterday, I sent you a note way too late explaining to you that I have the meeting tomorrow with T Grizzlies team because I
Did I
completely
already
forgot.
miss it? Or was I invited?
You weren't invited for this first one because it was mainly to focus on me updating them on the game hosting
Awesome.
and the game stuff. My plan, my initial question was, my initial thought going into that meeting was, okay, I'll also demo Recoup with T Grizzly and show them, etc. So then I created a new T Grizzly artist, ran the Wrapped and Instagram agent, and then got these results. And so I
Wrapped
sent them.
and Instagram means only Instagram, or all of the accounts and then an additional run with only Instagram after?
So I ran the Instagram. I ran the Wrapped first, like the basic flow.
Profile?
Yeah, just like I just created a new artist and it did the Wrapped, right? Like
Wrapped then prompts you to enter socials. Did you enter in 4 socials, or did you only enter in Instagram?
All 4 socials.
Okay.
They're all 4 accounts. It then gave me this, which I was like, this doesn't sound like this doesn't seem like a lot of fans per category. So then I wasn't sure if the scraping was correct. So I ran just Instagram because he has like 7 million followers. So I knew that there's like a lot of them. And so I had both. I had done both agents, and then got these results. So I sent them to you just to be like, hey, is this
the second call or after the first call?
After this, the second call.
The second round.
Call, yeah, after running both the Wrapped and the Instagram agents.
Okay.
So I sent them to you because I was like, this doesn't seem like it's right. It doesn't seem like the production is mimicking what your results were when you showed me with Barbara and like the week of work that you did last week. So I wanted to flag that. And then my most important question was like, does this demo, if I demo it, help or hurt our chances of them retaining their payments, right? So I decided going into the meeting to not show them the demo and focus more on just building a positive relationship with Lolly, who is like their head of digital, because I haven't had a face-to-face with her. We just been on emails. So me going into it was just kind of like, how do I build a positive relationship with Lolly so that she answers my call the next time?
Yep.
How do I keep 300 Entertainment a paying customer by justifying why the game hosting and DSP sync should not be turned off? So their concern is, why are we paying if the game's not released? And I was like, listen, like T Grizzly still sends the game to his friends. They're still testing it. And so if we turn off the hosting and we stop and like we pause everything, then you're going to get a call at 2 a.m. when T Grizzly tries to show the game to one of his homies in the studio, and it doesn't work. So we need to keep it on. So they were like, okay, cool, that makes sense. But we're going to try to launch the game in April. But it's good because it gives a fire under their ass of like, I think they're now realizing, oh, we're paying, but we haven't launched this thing yet. Yeah. So we need to get on it.
Right. Nice work.
So then the objective was to like learn their blockers, which was just kind of them like, she just needed to get updated on the game and, its current status. And I think now the blockers are more just internal bureaucracy. And now that there's a fire, those are going to be let off of a little bit. The next thing I did was tease Recoup and set up a time next week to demo it with T Grizzly and Megan Thee Stallion artist. That was my plan. And then explain the roll up, how every game that they launch with SyncStream now comes with Recoup. SyncStream is now a part of Recoup, and we've kind of merged our digital activations from SyncStream into this broader AI agent platform to help with analytics. So that was my plan, and this was. I'm going fast, so stop me if you have any questions. But I'll go through the key insights of basically what she was talking about around Recoup. I talked to her about the game, and I talked to her about the roll-up. And then I started to explain what Recoup was. I didn't demo it. I didn't show it to her. I just started talking to her about how we're rolled up and why we rolled up into this more insights, AI-driven agentic platform. she immediately was very enthusiastic about the AI tool. Like I also positioned myself and Recoup as like, we want to be like your AI marketing shepherd.
Right.
So she was really excited because she was like, that's needed. Like, I don't even know where to begin, et cetera. So she was super happy about that. She immediately saw the value, and it said, specifically in cross affinity data. And she specifically said having that research alone is super helpful for us. And that was her next question, which was the key insight, which was, she was like, can we use the tool separately from game campaigns for pure research purposes across the roster, which is exactly what we were going for when we built the tool. How do we not need games to provide value? So I said, absolutely, that's what it's for. We can add all of your artists, or you can put everything in and start doing this research. And she said she's going to present the idea in tomorrow's marketing meeting that they're having to get buy-in from, there's a couple different PMs that are working on different artist campaigns, so that she can get me the list of artists that she wants to start with the onboarding process. So similar to how we're doing Black Flag, similar to how we're doing RPM. So she's going to send me that list tomorrow. Her specific use cases that she responded to when I was explaining the whole thing was finding unexpected audience segments. She was really excited about discovering the actionable campaign and partnership and revenue driving activities. Really excited about. She also mentioned and asked to use it as an artist collaboration suggestion tool based on fan overlap. So can she see if there's fans of Young Thug and T Grizzly and what they both are fans of, and do they have overlapping fan demographics, so that if they decide, oh, let's do a song with Young Thug and T Grizzly together featured, this is the segment that are already merged or already following both people. So I thought that was interesting. And then she was most excited, and this was the big aha moment that I want to talk with you about, was getting first week campaign strategies for major releases. She specifically mentioned a Young Thug is coming up with a launch, and she was like, well, actually, let me keep going through this. Product development insights, the artist pricing model resonated. Research capabilities were the initial selling point, even before campaign activations. She sees immediate application for high priority releases. And then the position emphasizes human expertise and AI tools rather than pure automation. I think you kind of realize you realize that when you said you got a standing ovation and enhancing humans' capabilities rather than replacing them. So it aligns up exactly with that. She was just like, oh yeah, this is so great because it makes my team faster, better. We can get more insights. So I already gave you the game updates on Tigriz and mentioning this. So she specifically mentioned Young Thug's project, which is launching in April. And this is what she said: we explicitly need game-changing ways to affect first week streams. So she's looking for these were her exact words. She's looking for out of the box ideas to really help drive that first week sales and streams, which means how do we do interesting campaigns, in unique partnerships, tap into, revenue driving opportunities that are their teams are not already thinking of, to really help drive that first week sales. And then her tone conveyed urgency, prioritization. She brought up the Young Thug after unprompted. I didn't even have to ask her. She brought it up and said, oh, I actually have my priority campaign is this. It's coming out, in April. Can I use the tool for that? And so it gives us a very clear deadline of, can we provide meaningful insights that it will impact their first week strategy by April 7th, a week before that launch. And that was the basic conclusion of the call. So this actually, I'll stop there and see if you have any questions before we move forward.
What actions do you expect to be taken based off of all that you just said? Or what MIQs are you processing? What is the expected outcome of the information you shared?
So the expected outcome of the information that I shared is I want to talk with you about the path that we're going down with fans, with scraping followers. And it seems like we're kind of at a blocker right now. And my question is, should we pivot to focus on the request of what she's asking for, and specifically use the infrastructure that we currently have in place and perfect that? And then anything else that we can think of that we may not have thought of, in order to deliver the value that she's asking for, by the deadline that she's asking for it. So basically my thought is, should we pivot away from followers scraping because we're hitting a blocker and go back to focusing on fans? Is production correctly scraping fans and segments as expected? What's the cap of scraping fans? How can we increase it so that it matches Young Thug's level of insights needed? Scrapes a wide enough amount of fans to give us actual good insights that will move the needle for their first week sales. And the big question is, over the next 2 weeks, how can we get 300 entertainment, game-changing insights and ideas to affect Young Thug's first week stream numbers? That was a lot, but these are my main 3 thoughts or questions for you.
You want to do them one at a time?
Yes.
What's
You want
first one?
me to read it?
Yeah.
Is production correctly scraping fans and segmenting as expected?
I think so.
Can we test it?
Screen is being shared. We're looking at my screen now. Chat.recoupable.com.
Can we do a new artist?
Yeah.
Let's do Young Thug. Let me get the handles for you while you do that. Young. Instagram is, what do you have? Instagram, it looks like it's Thugger the Goat with 2 T's. Or 2 T's at the end, sorry. Is that it? No, that's not it.
I don't think this is them.
All right, let me look up his website. The irony, if Young Thug doesn't have an Instagram. They did the classic, man. So his Instagram is Thugger1, but he's wiped his Instagram, so there's no posts. Fun.
So there's nothing to scrape.
Nothing to scrape on his Instagram. Great. Well, let's see posts. No. Let me see his TikTok. I swear to God, if he has scraped all of his stuff. Okay, TikTok works. It's the same thing for TikTok at Thugger1. And
Making sure we're on the same page. So far, we have said Instagram is the only platform that matters. Everything else is less important. So we have so far only been focusing on Instagram, just setting that context.
okay, so then let's not do Young Thug. Then let's make it easier so that we can do what we're supposed to be doing.
Let's keep running him. If let's this is an artist that you're finding important. Let's run it so we have a clear view of reality.
Okay. Spotify is Young Thug. Yeah, space. Let's see Twitter. Give me a second. Is just Young. No, is that Young Thug? Yeah, Young Thug.
This him?
Yep. Okay, cool. Well, that goes. The reason why I asked if it's working is because when I scraped the T Grizzly stuff, it didn't seem like it was scraping all of the fans that I was supposed to. So my current question while we're waiting for that is there a current cap of scraping fans' comments?
Yep.
What is the
so
cap?
far, we have not prioritized changing any caps. So caps have remained unchanged for the past few months since caps were initially set.
Do you know the caps off the top of your hand?
I do not. If I had to guess, it's 11 videos and 100 comments per video. And that's going to be set per scraper. So TikTok or Twitter, we're doing random stuff, has not been prioritized to optimize the algorithm. TikTok is using Apify, so that one's going to be limited to maybe those numbers, if I'm guessing. Twitter's lowest priority. We have not done much. There's a lot of work to do over there, but it has not been prioritized. TikTok was second priority. We have so far deprioritized it in terms of Instagram. Instagram is not being run right now because the selected artist does not have any data there.
Okay. So the third question to you is, over the next 2 weeks, how can we get 300 Entertainment game-changing insights and ideas to affect the Young Thug first week numbers of streams? What are your initial thoughts or your gut thoughts?
No thoughts other than what do they need. I don't know. I don't think I know enough about their process to know what they're visualizing for their first week and what they need. What are your thoughts?
My initial thoughts go back to segments and opportunities and identifying untapped audience segments and the unique opportunity that they could use. When I say opportunity, either partnership or campaign idea or collaboration, that they could use for the first week as a marketing campaign to help increase the streams. And
So you said influencer partnership?
Influencer partnerships, brand partnerships, campaign ideas. It just goes back. My initial thought just goes back to providing them with the opportunity statements based on the data that we're capturing. Let me rephrase that. Make sure we're capturing enough data so that we're identifying actual opportunities that will increase revenue and drive more streams for Young Thug, right? Like an A-list artist. So I get the first thought, my initial thought is just increasing the caps so that it's on, we're capturing way more data.
For TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah. Just unleash the caps. And then the second is analyzing the data that we're scraping to get those opportunity statements.
So you want to remove limits and you want segment opportunities.
Correct. And then the evaluation for the segment opportunity statement is, will this opportunity statement, if implemented, increase, will it increase the artist's first week stream numbers by I don't know what the word is, but by enough to like actually make a difference on their bottom line. I think that's mainly the main question, or the eval statement.
So you would like to remove the limits for Instagram and TikTok. You would like to add opportunities for each segment, and you would like to verify those opportunities based off of some criteria.
Yeah, how are you feeling?
I can switch focus to those tasks.
Do you agree? I don't want to just force function it, but I want to talk about it. Like, I don't want to force it if you feel like you were on a breakthrough or in a like working
Definitely
towards the followers.
Nope, still feel blocked.
Okay. So is this a cool? You're cool with switching direction?
Yep.
Based on that, cool. All right, so I guess the next steps is just uncapping that, and then we scrape again and see how much fans we pull.
Yep.
What are your thoughts? Your vibe is quiet.
just looking for grounding in users for our app. What do they need? On CoopRec's side, it's very clear. Investors are telling us what we need to build. Coop has ideas. Customers are telling us what they need. Over here, I've been told to get followers. Working on that does not feel like a clear path. Waiting for people to use it. Being told by you that these are the new things. So I'm supporting the business leader's decision to support him getting customers. Business leader says remove limits and segment opportunities. I build those things. And I hope these things actually push the needle forward for getting the people you're talking to use the app on a regular basis.
As do I, but do you disagree?
I have no idea. I feel a lack of grounding and a lack of, I don't know.
All right, so let's implement it and then test and put it out and see. Next steps and action items. How long will it take to uncap? And what are your thoughts on, like, should we uncap it for unlimited? Should we do just like should we incrementally uncap it and then test to see the results for the opportunities that we come up with based on it?
Current implementation plan is to remove all caps. If you would like it to be more specific than that, would you like it to be more specific than that?
Do we know how much it would cost? We do, right? What's the cost of? I just don't want to find us with the $10,000 bill.
Paperify caps us at $300 per spending, so it is impossible for us to get to a $10,000.
Okay, perfect. Okay, cool.
Worst case, our scraping stops because we've hit a $300 limit and we're already at the max cap. So the only way to go up is to talk to sales. So that's the worst case. Worst case does not include you being charged $10,000.
Okay, awesome. While we wait for this, do you want me to share my screen, or can we check to see if the artist ID that I scraped yesterday, the T Grizz, scraped correctly?
Those are what those pages are for. So, you want to share and go over to those pages?
Yeah. All right, let me share. Okay, so I'm on T Grizzly, and if I go to fans, what should I be seeing here?
All of the fans that were scraped for the artist that you have selected.
Okay, so this doesn't seem like it's scraped correctly, because if I go to, I believe it's Instagram T Grizzly. Yeah, it should be more than this, right?
looks like it. Can you click on the profile on the top right?
This one?
Yep. Is the Instagram profile correct?
Yes.
And then it looks like something happened.
You want this artist ID? Or I sent it to you in the Slack. All right. So before uncapping, should we diagnose what happened with the Tigris scraping?
That is an option.
All right, dope. So I will get back to my PRs. I'm gonna work on the chat, and then touch base tomorrow. You okay? I feel like the vibe shifted when we shifted the deliverable this week. You just got to get grounding. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
If you got value out of the stream, please leave a